Okay, so I want to model this gun. A gun, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go over here into the right view. I'm going to start blocking some things out. My grid's bothering me. Okay, maybe the first thing I do, create polygon primitives cylinder. And let's see, my cylinder, I usually like taking this axis division down to about 8 to start off with. Great! And there I've got one. Got a little cylinder. Actually, one thing I just realized here as I'm doing this that maybe I should look into is just how off is the rotation of this this image. I like this image because it's got this thing here and it's kind of got it out of its... it's got the barrel here and it's out of its place. And and then this thing here is out of its place too. It should be in there. So I figured it was kind of a nice anatomical ref. But I'm just doing something here while I'm thinking about this. Let's see if I grab this thing. And I can just kind of tell that my... this thing's not quite lined up. So I'm just going to go and do something like this. All I'm doing is middle clicking. And the pivot is at the bottom. So if I kind of pull up here with the cursor, I can do this neat little cheat. It's better. It's more along a straight line along here. That's better. Okay, now I'm just going to hide that grid. Great. And there's my cylinder again. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to hold down J as I'm rotating. And I can snap it. And let's see, I could probably take it like this. And just grab the vertices. Actually, right in here, I almost feel like I might need another piece that's like this. Yeah, we'll keep out of there for now. I'm just going to take this, make a duplicate. And let's just go and scale this down. Oop. All I'm doing is holding down Control, and I'm scaling on 2 axes at once. Grab these vertices. Spook. Good enough. Actually, I wonder, I feel like I could almost make these just a bit bigger. That's confusing me. Oh, there's a reflection here. So this thing is actually bigger than what I anticipated. So let's just bring this down a bit and... there. Okay, cool. And so there's a couple easy pieces. Okay, and then I start looking at these shapes here. I'm going to get my Create Polygon tool. And, I don't know, let's take, say, this one. You see there's kind of a funny little groove right here. This way. And as I place my points, I like to go counterclockwise. Boop. There, I'll hit G. Oh, I don't need to hit G, because I need the append. Okay, there. And I'm just going to keep hitting G. Maybe I'll start building this way for a little bit. Oop. I should have got a better reference picture, but whatever. There's a little bolt here of some kind. It's hard to pick out in the picture. Oop. Okay, and we're almost there. Get it tracing out the shape. Okay, I'm going to move back down here and I'll take on some of this stuff here. Boop. And then I kind of noticed that I didn't give myself enough room right here. Boop. There. And let's hit G, and I'll see if we can get, say, this piece. And I can see that this thing here is going to be a little bit of a different shape. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to undo that piece, and let's just freaking trace this out and say, screw it. I'll cut it up with the split polygon tool. Enter. Okay, and if I get my split polygon tool, whoop. Okay, and there I am. Bonk. And let's see, this one, what if I go and I go this way? There. And there. Okay, so I've made everything kind of quaddy except for this thing. Boop. There we go. I'll call that good enough for now. It's a little bit stressed, but it's keeping the outside shape and it makes me happy. Okay, and what about, say, what time we at on this thing? And I don't know where my timer is. I hope I'm not going overboard. If I go in here and I look at this shape here, maybe I need another polygon cylinder. And I'll just go in here. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, let's make this one a bit bigger. And I think for this shape here, I've got more references too for this one. This shape here, I've got a bit of a shot of the width of it. Okay, so that means that I'm probably going to scale it a bit like this. And let's go back to the side view. Whoop. And I'll put this down here, and let's scale it up a bit more. Okay, and then if I want to, I can do this several different ways. Maybe this time around, as I adjust the cylinder, maybe I'll scale this one down. And I'll move it over here a little bit. And I can even start to rotator it. Boop. Move over this way a little bit. Scale it! Actually, I was just thinking about it. What I want, and I'll save that for later. Okay. Thinking out loud. Thinking about changing some things even as I'm going here. I'm just going to grab these faces at the top. I just grabbed all these faces and I just deselected these ones. And then if I go ahead and I hit extrude, this always feels really old school to me when I extrude like this because I don't really work like this anymore. But some people like to work like this, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. G. And boop. Let's see, get something like this, and G. And here, I want to flatten this, so if I just hold down J, boop, and I can flatten it, boop, and just move it over a bit more. There, I've got everything in place. More or less. I can take this edge here, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'll just adjust it a little bit. Scale it a bit. And here, I'm just going to rotate that a bit. Just trying to make it so that it looks kind of even, the gradation here of how these, the angles of these edge flows here that I'm putting in. Maybe I'll go in and insert an edge, whoop, here. And cheap. Okay, and cheap. Put in one here. Again, just trying to make that curvature look right. Okay, so I got a good shape there. And for this one here, I might do a little trick where, how about if I pull this out a bit like this, so we kind of know, do I have any other shots that show how wide that might be? I'm going to say something like that. And what I might do to fill in this area is I just go in here, I grab all the edges, and I just grab the extrude. And when I'm extruding, I'm just going to switch to the move tool, and if I hold down X, actually, I might even hold down V as I'm moving it, and that way I can snap it so it's lined up perfectly with that vertice there. Yay! And if I extruded faces, I'd have to delete all the faces in the middle, but now I don't. And I can just model one side of this thing. And let's go and kill the history on this thing. And what else should I do? Here, I'll just go into the right view. And because this thing has a slight angle on it, of course, it's not going to be that well lined up. So I'll just do the trigger and the trigger guard here. If I just go in and I use the create polygon tool, Actually, this time around, let's do it a little bit different. Every time I like to do things just a tiny bit different, you got to figure out what it is. What's your favorite way of doing things? And as I'm creating my polygon face here, because it's kind of long and thin like this, I know that as I pull it down, it's going to have some, or as I'm putting it down, I'm making so the vertices are even on both sides, and I'm making it one big n-gon. If I go into, right now, let's flip over to polygons. Under mesh, there is triangulate. Bloop. And then I can go mesh, quadrangulate, and a lot of times that gets me pretty close to what I wanted. And that was fast. And I'll do the same thing here. Well, actually, I won't do, whatever. Let's go and see if we can do it. Actually, I'll do part way and then I'll stop. So if I do something like this, and see, I'm just kind of making it so it matches across here evenly. Actually, you know what? This one won't work that way, the way that I hope. Because right in here, I've got a lot of things to think about. Got a lot to think about. And if I go over here, whoop, whoop, there. Quads, quads, everywhere, quads. Made quads. Let's go and append. And I can just keep hitting G. And whoop. Okay, I'm trying to go quick. Bastard! I hit too many points. No, I didn't. I thought I did. Felt like I double-clicked right there. Okay. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Almost done. And... whoop, whoop. And... there we go. I'm going to say that's good enough for now. I might have to match these things in a bit more, move them. I might have to go in and center pivot and move them up later on because it doesn't see the angle's kind of weird. Anyway, here, I'll just go back into perspective for a second, and I'm just going to pull these over this way a little bit, not too far, because Lazy Bob's striking here. And if I go in and I grab, say, the outside edge, and I do that trick I just did a minute ago, extrude. Switch to my move tool, hold down V. Boop. There, did it again. Grab the outside edge, double click, you get the outside edge. When I extrude, go to the move tool, hold down V. Boop. There, so now they all have girth, and I'm a happy little guy. Or kind of happy. Maybe one more thing. No, come on, I'll do that one later. So there, I got my base of my gun. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to stop my little video here.